They thought they had fooled the naive foreign professor, but what they didn't realize was that he had been watching their every move from the very beginning. 4 students were about to learn that in a game of minds, the hunted often becomes the hunter. The course? Medical imaging, where the pictures never tell the whole story. It wasn't about pretty scans. It was about the algorithms beneath the skin, the kind that don't forgive carelessness or lies. Dr. Chen had taught this course 17 times. He knew the patterns, the late-night emails begging for extensions, the genuine confusion in office hours, the slow, painful progress of minds wrestling with complex mathematics. But this semester felt different, orchestrated. The assignment was deliberately brutal. Implement a computed tomography reconstruction algorithm from scratch. Not copy-paste, not adapt existing libraries. Build it, debug it, make it work on real medical data. Most students climbed that mountain one scraped knee at a time. Sarah Chen spent 3 weeks just understanding the radon transform. Marcus Williams filled 2 whiteboards with matrix equations: erase, restart, repeat. But 4 students glided across it like skaters on new ice, too smooth, too confident, too synchronized. Dr. Chen noticed the first ripple during submissions. While most uploaded in a panic near midnight, these 4 arrived with surgical precision. 6:23 p.m., 7:41 p.m., 8:15 p.m., 9:02 p.m. Space to appear human, calculated to avoid suspicion. Humans make mistakes. Humans forget. Humans leave fingerprints. And Dr. Chen collected fingerprints for a living. It started with a ghost, a single zero-width space buried in their code comments. Same position, same context, invisible unless you knew where to look. The odds of that being a coincidence? Astronomical. At 2:17 a.m., alone in a blue-lit office, he ran deeper scans, metadata, timestamps, the archaeology of truth. Then came the smoking gun. Their plots carried microscopic flaws, axis padding off by a whisper, a rendering quirk tied to a very specific library on a very specific operating system. The lab machines ran Ubuntu. Their registered laptops were macOS and Windows 11. So where did those artifacts come from? He pulled network logs, cross-referenced IPs, traced VPN endpoints, and leaned back, staring at the ceiling. Someone was mining his past, not current materials, archived code from years ago, tucked in a forgotten corner of a private server. Private, but not perfectly sealed. A dig in reverse, excavating his teaching history, patching broken code, and selling polished answers to students who didn't know they were buying a trap. He didn't confront them, not yet. He redesigned the second assignment like a maze of mirrors, 3 versions, each with unique digital DNA. Version A silently fails on integrated graphics, producing results that look right, but aren't. Version B compiles clean, crashes at runtime unless a precise interpreter build is used. Version C, clean, solvable only by someone who truly understands iterative reconstruction. He didn't assign them randomly. Each student got the version tailored to expose their workflow, a fingerprint test disguised as coursework. The mastermind behind the service was good, very good, but they assumed he was hunting copiers, not systems. Dr. Chen wasn't hunting students. He was hunting an algorithm. The second reports arrived.
3 ran flawlessly on machines that didn't seem to exist. Outputs from a phantom zone, untraceable. The 4th student, Emma Rodriguez, the quiet one, submitted late. Her code crashed, loudly, embarrassingly. "It runs on my system," she wrote. For the first time all semester, something felt real. Messy logs, honest failure, scars of midnight debugging. He printed Emma's submission, underlined the errors, and almost smiled. In a world of perfect deception, authentic failure had become the most honest thing in the room. Thursday, 3 p.m., Conference Room B. 4 chairs in a line facing the whiteboard. Dr. Chen arrived early, connected his laptop, and waited. They entered like defendants into a courtroom, casual, confident, rehearsed. "Explain your iterative reconstruction step," he said, voice soft, almost kind. James Patterson recited the textbook, perfect, hollow. "The implementation," Dr. Chen pressed. Sarah Kim described a technique never taught in the course, barely covered in graduate seminars, too sophisticated, too specific. "Where did you learn that approach?" "Research, independent study," she said. Mike Torres smiled. "Proprietary," he said. "Industrial techniques, can't share." Emma kept her eyes on the floor. "I don't really understand it," she whispered. "I just tried things until they worked." He switched slides, the hidden character magnified, glowing like a neon sign in the code, then metadata, then the plotting artifacts, then the trap. 3 versions, each with invisible watermarks. A fails under integrated graphics, B crashes without a precise runtime, C requires real understanding. The room felt colder. Your outputs could only come from someone with access to the master solutions, not a peer, not a freelancer, someone with a key to archived materials. James shifted. Sarah's smile cracked. Mike went quiet. Emma looked up. On the screen, network maps unfolded like constellations, IPs, timestamps, data flows. Off-campus apartment, VPN hops across 3 countries, scraping attempts every 17 minutes, targeting repositories from 2019 to 2022. Live logs scrolled. Someone was still digging, still extracting, still building. This service isn't run by students. It's run by someone who understands university infrastructure, who knows which archives are forgotten, who knows academic calendars across institutions, someone who's been doing this for years. Sarah's hands trembled. Mike stared at the wall. James calculated futures. Emma took notes. "The beautiful part," he said, "they didn't just sell you answers, they sold you breadcrumbs. Every character, every flag, every artifact, digital DNA pointing back to one source." He froze the logs, highlighted a single entry, an automated bot probing a file uploaded 847 days ago. They're farming educational repositories like a blockchain, patching relics into your assignments and selling you evidence. He leaned forward. One chance, not to explain, to learn. He pointed to a clean workstation. Live coding, now. Basic CT reconstruction from first principles. No internet, no libraries beyond NumPy. 30 minutes. Pass, and this ends with penalties. No formal charges. Fail, and it goes on record. James typed confidently, then unraveled. Noise instead of images. No explanation. Sarah reached for the advanced technique but couldn't recall its spine. Her code never ran. Mike stared at a blank editor, then declared stubs partially working. They weren't. Emma started over, twice. First attempt crashed. Second produced ugly, pixelated ghosts of images. But when he asked what went wrong, she pointed. This multiplication is reversed. The scaling is off here. The loop should converge, but my step size is wrong. Imperfect understanding, but real. That night, Dr. Chen didn't sleep. He pushed a tiny patch to the old repository, a dormant thorn, normal for 10 images, then a subtle artifact on the 11th, detectable only by the department's pre-grade tests. Within hours, the service shipped an urgent update. Within a day, multiple courses flagged submissions.
Within 2 days, the service went dark. He had debugged dishonesty at the source code level. But the story wasn't finished. The hearing took place in a wood-paneled room, microphones that turned breaths into confessions. 3 faculty who had seen almost everything. He brought documentation, not accusations, timestamps, forensics, the kind of truth that doesn't argue, it simply is. "I'm not alleging cheating," he said. "I'm demonstrating a system that industrializes it." He placed a handwritten note on the table. Emma's. "I'm sorry. I know I don't understand this yet, but I want to learn. Please give me a chance." Silence settled. "One student chose learning over shortcuts," he said. "Let's give them that chance." The deal was simple. Fail the assignment, pass the course, on one condition: 40 hours of supervised lab work, reconstruction from first principles. No shortcuts, no AI, no templates. Emma accepted immediately. The other 3 negotiated, cited policy, threatened appeals. The board didn't bend. Forensics don't negotiate. 2 weeks later, 7 a.m., Emma was in the lab. Slow code, messy code, honest code. The semester ended quietly. 3 failing grades with formal warnings, 1 C+, and a thank you email he printed and kept. The service never returned. The old repository stayed sealed, watched, silent. Case closed. Except, on the last day of finals, security delivered a plain envelope, no return address. Inside, a USB drive and a note. "You missed one." He plugged it in. One file. A perfect implementation of the advanced reconstruction algorithm Sarah had named. Elegant, efficient, original. Code that had never touched any repository, never appeared in any submission, never been sold. Code that could only have come from someone who truly understood the mathematics, someone who had been watching the entire investigation from the shadows, someone who had been teaching Dr. Chen while he thought he was teaching his students. He checked the roster. 4 suspected cheaters, 23 legitimate students, 27 total. But the logs showed 28 unique access fingerprints. Somewhere in his classroom, someone was playing a game within a game. Someone who understood that the real lesson wasn't about medical imaging. It was about the algorithms we use to detect truth. The hunter had become the hunted. And in a world where intelligence can be artificial, where originality can be automated, how do you tell the teacher from the machine?